And a good morning to you, I guess you can call it that. I'd just like to do a big shout out to Facebook and Microsoft Edge. I didn't really have a problem. It's just, hey, you know, there's other browsers that we say we support. We really don't. We own the world. Sorry, just a little venting had to be done there. Jeez.
Louise.
Jesus Louise.
Mary Joseph.
Mary Joseph and
Jesus,
all
Mary
the
Joseph.
above. Yes. And now all my graphics is all messed up. It's Monday all day. Anyway, good morning to you.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
If you're a high school wrestling fan, you're not happy because it was not a good weekend for a lot of wrestling fans. And
parents and supporters.
Yep.
Yeah.
NC State. They got the shaft and didn't get kissed or dinner or flowers or anything, in my opinion. Now, David Keever and I had a disagreement about this because he said, well, if they'd all got vaccinated, it would have been –
That's not the case.
Because some of them were vaccinated and still tested positive, and they still shut them out.
Yeah.
So there's not a guarantee. So at some point, once you've come together as a group, you've got to say, for this time period, while we're together as a group, a golf tournament like John Rahm, the College World Series, we're going to test you when you come in. After that, we can't do a whole lot about it because did they require all the fans to be vaccinated that came to the College World Series?
They took their money. They took those 21,000 people and their money for those days.
That's kind of my point.
And, you know, for the kids that, for NC State, there were, 7 or 8 kids that were not vaccinated. They tested negative, and they still kept them out of the games. But it was a lack of transparency, I think, from Friday night to Saturday.
Wait a minute. Transparency.
Yeah.
Is there any significance to it being a all-SEC finals? Are they still testing? Are they testing everybody today?
Supposedly they did test yesterday, and everybody passed.
Okay.
But the NCAA,
Bill Klein, good morning.
I don't like the
Richie.
fact that, they send out a tweet or an email at 2 o'clock in the morning telling NC State, there's no contest. And, who does things in a dark night like that?
If you do it that way, you don't have to explain.
I know. Well, they have it both ways.
What do you mean?
I think NCAA probably they were playing both sides, in my opinion. If you look at if you go back and you look at the timeline, some stuff that I read, there were 2 kids that tested. It was the Jarrett kid and his roommate. Mm-hmm. They both tested positive. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. Leave those 2 kids out. They played a Friday game with 13 kids.
Do you have anything about the Jarrett kid? Was that the second baseman?
Mm-hmm.
The thing that came up about him was he was no longer with the team. What does that mean?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Lack of transparency.
What does that mean?
And then they got his roommate as well. And they had to play with 13
kids.
13
non-positional,
kids.
4
pitchers. Mm-hmm. And they moved some of the pitchers.
They still about beat Vandy.
They did. They had a lot of, but they couldn't have played Saturday.
Bottom of the 7th when they stranded them. Okay, that was the question that David and I were talking about Saturday. Let's just say.
Had NC State won.
Yes.
Friday night. Mm-hmm. Friday.
So does that mean the Texas and South Mississippi would have been for the World Series?
Mississippi State.
Did you advance a team that got beat?
That's a good question. No. Why couldn't they have waited a couple of days? Why couldn't they wait?
What was my point? Just like John Rahm, just like the shortstop or second baseman from the World Series last year, why did it need to be done in the 7th inning of the final game? I'm missing it. And just like this. Why? I don't understand. Why were there no contact tracing? Why wasn't Vanderbilt tested?
I think Vanderbilt was tested, but it just came out that they were tested after the fact.
I just
now,
think
as for the game Friday, before the game, Friday,
Mm-hmm.
were they tested? I don't know that. They've been tested since, is from what I've read.
Mm-hmm. And what does all that mean?
That means that it was CYA after that from Friday.
Well, you know,
But I like your question. Had NC State won, and there was a good chance that they could have won, knocked in a couple of runs
But
there.
what if
late.
NC State had won Friday?
That's what I'm saying. Had they won Friday.
Forget the Saturday game. I just don't. I don't.
I think the NCAA did everything that they could once they knew that NC State was out or was having issues. They did everything, or they're doing everything that they can do to save the tournament because it's a big moneymaker.
But how did what did that have to do with saving the tournament?
You mean on Saturday? No, they wanted once they found out about NC State's probably not going to play. That's why they sent out the tweet Friday.
But what
Saturday.
I'm saying is they shouldn't have been doing it. Once you play, and once you've exposed each other, you stop testing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand. So let's just say, for example, some Vanderbilt players test positive because they played against NC State players that tested positive. Do they shut down Vandy and hand the title over to whoever wins Mississippi State? I mean, to me, you've created more of an issue by doing what you've done because now you've opened up that can of worms unless, okay, we're going to back off a little bit now. Going back to the transparency thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say this. I'm just kind of debating it in my mind for a second. There's a lot of times big organizations like that, and another one that's a little closer to home with us, need to get out of the middle of it and let some independent organizations take over that don't have a dog in the fight.
For the second, in this case, NCAA, the second biggest money-making tournament that they sponsor for them to get out.
No, I'm just saying on this testing thing, if they're going to do that, bring in an independent
professionals and kind
organization that the NCAA doesn't have, and then let all of those results be released. I do not like the fact that they hide behind, well, this is personal information. We can't divulge that. Let me tell you what North Carolina's doing. This is the opposite of it. And I'm tremendously bothered by this as well. The state is doing $3 million lotteries if you've been vaccinated.
Mm-hmm. Getting people to get vaccinated.
I'm not gonna say what I really feel about that. That's just wrong on so many levels. But where I'm going to go with that is this. They have already said, the state has already said, when you play the lottery and you win, you have the right for autonomy. You can remain anonymous. Not this one. They've already said, you win, we own your likeness, your picture, your name. It all gets to be publicity to rah-rahs. Why is it right then? What happened to your personal privacy? Maybe you don't want people to know you got vaccinated. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just like you may not want people to know that you haven't been vaccinated. But because it works in the state's advantage, from what they feel like this is a great publicity stunt, and that's what it is, it's a stunt.
Yeah.
Why does that make it right? And if you're going to do this testing, then you need to release all the information. You released the information about some of the players, right?
Yeah,
Second baseman was off the team. Or I still would like to hear that story and kind of where that went. I'm not sure. TJ said NCAA's like, you're good if you're paying, but not if you're playing.
Yeah.
I like that,
Yeah,
TJ.
That's a T-shirt.
I like that a lot.
That's a T-shirt, right?
Yeah. I don't like Shelton. Good morning. Tim. Good morning. Link. Good morning. Todd. Good morning. Todd said, I have heard that every NC State player could have purchased a ticket in the stands without a mask. If that is true, it just shows how messed up the NCAA rules are. That's my point. That's my point right there. Once they open the stands, once they open the stadium, you stop testing. You stop testing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not testing everybody inside the stadium, and I saw rabid NC State fans when they were playing and other fans when they were playing.
Oh, yeah.
No mask,
State
hollering, shouting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You know, I saw this morning. The cruise industry has started back up. A boat went out, and if I'm not mistaken, this particular ship, every person on the ship, with the exception of 2 adults and 12 children, were vaccinated. Now, they've started, and we'll touch on this too, they've started, now you're going to start, because not everybody's on the bandwagon of getting vaccinated.
That's a personal choice.
No, sir, it's not. No, it's not.
It should be.
But it's not.
Well, okay.
If you're going to be a student or faculty member at Lenore Ryan University, that is not a personal choice. That was released, that they're going to require that.
And there are 50 football players that reported to camp this weekend for the next couple of weeks, and I'm wondering if all of them have been vaccinated.
Well, here's the deal.
Are we going to see more and more of that?
Now, this is a personal choice.
Yes.
Okay? Now, it may come down like the states that are going to allow money to be paid for name, image, and likeness. I don't want to be vaccinated, so I'm going to go over here and play. Can you punish a kid because he don't want to play at your school because you're making him be vaccinated? Is that not his personal choice?
It is his personal choice. I'm guessing it's going to happen more at private schools than it is at public schools.
See, I think it'd be worse the other way.
You mean for big state schools?
Yeah, because they're much more liberal than private schools.
Ah, okay.
State dollars.
Yeah.
I know Roy Boy would like to see them vaccinated and getting that $1 million lottery. We kind of plateaued. And here's
why
the
only
thing.
$1 million?
Here's
why not
the
10?
thing.
Why not 10 million?
Here's the thing. This is the thing. I'm not telling you to be vaccinated or not to be vaccinated. Remember that. I don't get on the soapbox here. I'm just asking you to think about what you're doing and make your decision. Don't let somebody tell you what to do. I have been vaccinated. That was my choice, not to prevent me from getting the virus. But if I do get the virus, hopefully it won't kill me. I'll be able to manage through it. That's why I got vaccinated. Okay? That was my choice. I have people in my family, we're 2 for 2. There's 2 of us being, 2 of us not being. Their choice.
2 for 4.
2 for 4. I meant 2 of us.
Okay, yeah.
Vander, good morning. Lindsay said you have the right to not be vaccinated and the right to not work at a private organization. That is correct, and that's what I'm saying. You have the option, if you become a business that requires it, you got an option to do, but I think there's going to be lawsuits over that. I really do. I just think there's going to be lawsuits over that.
I think it. I don't know. I don't know if I agree everything that you're saying. Put yourself, if you were a student athlete at 18 or 19, do I want to go get vaccinated so I can still keep my scholarship and play? and go to class. But they're requiring that at LR this year. There's still kids that I see walking around outside with masks on over there around the walking trail or the walking area. And it's going to be 90 degrees again today.
And that's okay. I say, I'm completely good with that. I'm completely good with that. You can wear one forever if you want to, but don't ask me to. I ain't going to.
Yeah.
That ship has sailed for me.
And don't give me the guilt trip thing either.
I won't give you the guilt trip. Well, we had that discussion this weekend. Just because I don't fight you on something doesn't mean that I agree with you and approve of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's just I'll live my life and you live yours, and we'll be great together. That's the way that's supposed to work. It's only when you start shoveling it down my throat that I'm going to push back and probably regurgitate on you.
Be it anything, right? Any
I
subject.
don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I don't have to like it. I don't have to agree with it, but I got to allow you to make your choice. But at the same time, you have to allow me to make mine.
Yeah, and we've gone from that to everything being politicized and everything.
That's correct. That's correct.
And I don't know if you can put that genie back in the bottle, can you?
Yeah, I know. Andy, good morning. Lindsay said Wesley's going to wear a mask forever, but that's just Wesley. That's just Wesley. He's
That's fine, yeah.
And that's okay. If that's what he wants to do, I'm good with that. Allison, good morning.
Does he have a Steelers mask?
I have no idea.
Or a Penguins mask?
I have no idea.
He needs to get one.
I have no idea. I'm good. I'm good. Who's joining us at 8:30?
Wilson Boyd played college baseball at Clemson.
Okay.
And played in the College World Series about 10 or 11 years ago. Went to Hickory High School, one of Clemson's better baseball players over the last decade or so.
Okay.
Anyway, he's going to join us in just a few minutes.
Absolutely awesome. We'll take a break, and then when we come back, Will will join us. We'll talk a little bit baseball, and then we'll kind of go from there. Thanks for joining us this morning. Thanks for putting up with us being late. Thank you, Microsoft. You've come up with a new release at Microsoft Windows 11, and you can't make your other crap work. Thank you.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
In the best of times believes no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Stifel Nicholas now has an office in your community. Stifel Nicholas is a full-service organization offering a wide range of investment vehicles and services. These include money market funds, CDs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, annuities, retirement plans, and managed accounts, to name a few. Our financial advisors will sit down with you and help you tailor an investment plan, explaining strategies and investments which may help you achieve your personal goals. Call 4 Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. And welcome back. Glad to have you here on the Monday edition, the late happening Monday edition of the Bottom Line. Lanny Ford, Juju Phillips. We'll go to our phone lines. Will Boyd is joining us. And Will, good morning to you.
Good morning to you guys. How are y'all?
Doing great. Give us a little background where you're at now. Let's catch up with where you're at now.
So where I'm at now is actually I'm working at an insurance agency. We actually own it, and it's in Hickory. And so selling some insurance now, enjoying it. Been doing it a little under 2 years, but, doing well and, enjoying life.
And your playing career?
Playing career, so I went to, grew up in Hickory, went to Hickory High, played from Hickory High, graduated in 2005, and went on to play at Clemson, played from the years of 2000, I think it was 6, I redshirted, so officially 2007 to 2010.
Hey, Will, good morning. Great hearing from you again. It's been a long time. Before we get into some of the baseball, College World Series and stuff, and talking with Coach Kraft and Coach Mackey over the last couple of days, clear up something. Were you kicking at Hickory High when Ryan Suckup came along?
It's funny you asked me that. Absolutely. So I grew up with Ryan as well. We actually didn't go to the same schools, but I guess, competing in Hickory rec sports. But yes, actually, I was kicking, and I did enjoy that as well.
So you were kind of the Wally Pipp for Ryan Suckup, I guess, right? He came along, and I know you lettered a couple of years in football, right? And I know you played middle school football. You were one of the only kickers we've ever had at Northview.
Yeah, I got into that from having a soccer background. So, but yeah, Ryan and I were the same age, and obviously he's pretty talented. Congratulations on his recent success. He's been successful for a long time. But I played JV. I like kicking. I thought I was pretty successful at it until I guess they moved me up for the playoffs and was able to letter twice in football.
Hey, talk about your baseball career, Clemson. What are some of your great memories of playing for the Tigers? You made it to one College World Series, but had a really good career, had a career average of batting over 300. Talk about, if you will, what are some of your fond memories of being a college baseball player for the Tigers?
Obviously, there's a ton of great memories, and I can talk about a ton of them. Obviously, the College World Series was incredible. That's one of those experiences you grow up envisioning, hoping you have the opportunity to do. And luckily, I was able to do it for Clemson. I grew up loving them. But, besides that, some of the best experiences I had, celebrating on with my team after we were able to win a super regional. I think it took me 3 or 4 years to finally do it. So that was extremely rewarding for me. Some other cool experiences that, I think my sophomore year, I hit first at bat of the year, hit a home run to open the year off, and, the place went nuts. And so that was one of the better experiences. But, as individual experiences go, it's more about team experiences and the relationships I built along the way. Those are the things that stand out for me, I guess 10 years later. So I'd say the relationships I developed with the guys, by practicing and working hard, the wins and the losses. And so those are things that I take each and every day that I probably talk or think about one of those guys, daily.
What was it like playing in the College World Series? We heard from a couple of people from around here last week. We spoke to Dennis Punch, who played in the College World Series in 1968 for NC State. What was the experience like for you and the Clemson Tigers? I know you eventually lost to the national champion South Carolina, but go ahead and speak to that and what it was like for you playing in the World Series.
It's incredible. I guess you get used to it, but you don't. Playing, college baseball during the regular season, even going to regionals and stuff. But once you hit the College World Series, it's completely different. You step off the bus, you're not used to seeing 6 to 7 different colors of teams that are there, the different types of fans. And I played at the old stadium, Rosenblatt, last year. It was there, and so just you grow up, you see it, and then walking through and playing there, it's a completely different experience. The size of the crowd's different. The size of the field is different than that I was accustomed to playing in the Southeast. The grass is different, so it's it's just a bigger scale of everything, but the game's still the same. The guys are still the same. They're experiencing the same thing. Everybody puts their pants on the same way, I guess you would say, but you're on a different level.
Your thoughts on we're talking with Will Boyd out of Hickory, played at Clemson. Of course, I'm an old Tiger. I played for Coach Ford. I'm considerably older. But any thoughts on the way the World Series has kind of been handled and the controversy that's come out of it?
I think it's unfortunate for baseball in general. I still think it's great though that they had the opportunity to play the College World Series this year. It's still going on. I haven't watched the way I had this year, the past couple of years. So, I hate it for NC State. I hate what's going on there, but, I guess the safety of the public and how everything, the mandates and with COVID, it's just a very unfortunate thing for them and a tough pill to swallow, but,
we were talking earlier. The only part that bothers me is so many athletes and I'll still call them kids even though they're adults just missing out, and it's not really clear cut. Like we do, once you kind of get there in that environment, you kind of lose a little bit of control of who you come in contact with, the people you see. And we were talking, once you go into those situations, John Rahm from the golf tournament previously, he had already played 3 days and been around people, and all of a sudden they pull him out. The second baseman, I forget his name, that's in the World Series, they pull him out in the 7th inning. Sometimes you're thinking, okay, what did that accomplish really other than it made news, but did it really benefit or protect anybody, and does that offset the damage that it did for these players? The effort that State gave up, and I'm a Tiger through and through, but what they did with 13 players, 9 positional, 4 pitchers, and almost beat Vandy again, you just hate to see that taken away from them because that's just the way that I view it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think what they did was, pretty incredible. I think they even have a pitcher playing first, and they, I'm not sure how, the length of the starts the guy that started for them had, but no, they were extremely competitive. I think they showed a competitive heart, and I guess I do understand once they're out there and they pull them off the field for COVID, that's just a tough pill to swallow, and I don't understand what it accomplishes, but I guess the safety of the public, but they've already been out there, and it's just I don't understand how you do that mid-game, but I guess that's what they have to do.
Yeah,
I don't see how anyone wins in that situation.
Right,
but
that's right.
I'll say,
No, I agree 100%. How much do you miss the competitive side of sports and especially baseball?
I miss, the competitive side. I guess for me, I like hitting the baseball, so that it was more so competing against myself. I am a competitor. I like competing against people, but the thing that stands out to me the most I miss is, the atmosphere, the camaraderie, teammates, the conversations. And so I would say I miss the relationships that I built along the way more so than the competition. The majority
of athletes that when they finally hang them up and kind of step away, that is the thing that is, I guess, the hardest for them to get past was that day-to-day relationship, camaraderie, the locker room, the feel, more so than the lights and the glory and the playing. It was the people, and most athletes look at it the same way. That was interesting. That you have the same perspective, because that's the majority of the opinion that you get from players once they hang them up.
Yeah, and I think about being out in Omaha. I was a fifth-year senior there, and that goes until late June, and then it's like our season was over, and so all of a sudden for me it was lights were turned off. So yeah, that's the one thing I miss the most for the guys.
Hey, Will, who were some of your mentors, baseball mentors growing up?
Oh, man, so that's a great question. There's obviously been a ton of people from Hickory that were very influential on me, but to me there's three guys that, you can include John Mackey on that too, but he wasn't involved as much in baseball with me, but, that'd have to be David Kraft and John Hamilton and Frank Pate.
Very good. Very good.
Will, we appreciate you taking the time with us, and love catching up with you, and much success in what you've moved on to. And again, thanks for being with us, and we look forward to talking with you again.
Well, hey, I appreciate it, and wish you guys the best of luck and success as well, and hope everybody enjoys the final of the College World Series.
We'll see where that goes. Yeah. Will Boyd, thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. Y'all take it easy.
Thank you. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's not unusual for former players to come out and say that's what you miss the most, being around the game. I mean the competing and all the other stuff too, but just being around the game.
And especially in baseball, because there's so much downtime, you have to form those relationships. And a lot of times, the baseball players, either they do so many things together because of especially in college when there is so much downtime, that is probably the most important takeaway is those relationships that you form and the things that you miss.
I'd say that you're right. Kenny, good morning. Milton, good morning. Bob, good morning. Deanna, good morning. Bob says, I guess the NCAA was protecting the other teams and not the 21,000 plus that were in attendance. What's my word, Juju?
Consistency.
Yeah. Everybody should have been subject to the same thing. We'll take a break. Be back with more.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver, or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Stiefel Nicholas now has an office in your community. Stiefel Nicholas is a full-service organization offering a wide range of investment vehicles and services. These include money market funds, CDs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, annuities, retirement plans, and managed accounts, to name a few. Our financial advisors will sit down with you and help you tailor an investment plan, explaining strategies and investments which may help you achieve your personal goals. Call 4 Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange. And welcome back. Glad to have you here this morning on a Monday. Started out as Monday, always. Bill says, Will Boyd, fine young man, never cause trouble. That's the kind you like.
That's right. Darn good baseball player, too. Good kid.
For some reason, I am struggling with my eyeballs today, and I got to put my...
It's the lighting.
My readers. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I don't know. No,
it's not my age? I think it's my age. Andrew says, is Vandy going to be able to play? Shouldn't there be some contact tracing issues since they were on the field with NC State for more than 15 minutes without a mask? Andrew, I think that was addressed at the last word that Juju said before we went to break. Consistency. You do when you're allowed not to be transparent and not have to answer for your actions, but just whitewash it by saying I'm doing what's in the best interest of the public, then you can get by with it because you're in charge.
Yeah.
And that's the bad part. That's the bad part.
It sure is.
So I agree. I agree 100%. Once you start throwing people out because of issues, then you got to throw everybody that's on the field with them, to me.
If you're going to contact trace, you're right.
And if they were in the same locker rooms, how many locker rooms can they have in that stadium? 2? 4? 6, 8? Who do we appreciate?
Yeah. I'm sure just 2, right? New stadium, maybe more than that, since it's a relatively new stadium and it seats 21,000. So maybe they do. I mean, they have probably a workout area, weight rooms and stuff like that, meeting rooms for players as well. Yeah, I don't know. You know, there were some college baseball games played earlier this year, locally where an umpire tested positive, and so they contact traced the catcher for both teams, and they were out for a week. Now, I don't know why.
You're doing what you want to.
Yeah.
Richie said he just saw where Melissa Coates, who was better known as Super Genie from the WWE, passed away over the weekend. I will say this, since you touched on wrestling. Every Sunday morning, of course, I get up before the sun comes up, and so I'm watching TV. I love the biographies on A&E, whether I've watched a bunch of the wrestlers. I've watched Ozzy. I've watched different, celebrities, I guess you'd say. But they started a new show called Treasure Hunt in the WWE, where they go try to find specific items to put in this museum that they're going to. And I think it's great. The one I watched this weekend was absolutely the best one yet, and it was Ric Flair. They were hunting for the infamous butterfly robe. This is a black butterfly robe. The robe he wore when he made his debut in the WWE, Royal Rumble, won the title. And it was also the last time he wore that robe was at a Starrcade, I think, in Johnson City, Tennessee. And nobody had seen that robe for over 25 years. Nobody had a clue where that robe was. Well, once they found it, Rick had a problem of losing things because he was just out there partying. He would lose things. Mm-hmm. Well, he lost this robe, and it hung and lost and found at the motel where he was staying in Johnson City on that weekend of the wrestling. Nobody claimed it. He had no idea. Didn't miss it. How do you not miss it? I don't know how you don't miss it. Anyway, somebody, bought it from Lost and Found, and then how it got back into circulation is the person that had it sold it on eBay for $10,000 to pay for a monument for one of their parents that had passed away, to mark their grave. And the guy that got it, when he found out they were hunting for it, what turns out is they gave up a robe, a $50,000 robe, and then and a pair of boots, and then they had to kick in $60,000 to make this deal happen, to get this robe. And Ric Flair's son-in-law that's married to his oldest daughter is a huge collector. I mean, he has a ton of stuff. But to watch these people, and if you remember in the WWE, there was little Ric Flair, who was Danny. I can't think of his last name now. Anyway, he was an official referee. Okay. He had one of Flair's robes that the guy that had the black robe wanted that robe in exchange, and this guy broke down and cried because he did not want to give that robe up, but he knew the importance of the robe. So WWE had another robe that they swapped him, but it was just a great story.
This is on
A&E.
A&E.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you this, and I went through all that to tell you this. You know how the end of these NBA basketball games, the last 90 seconds take 20 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is like an hour-and-a-half show or something, or there's an hour-and-a-half of content. When you get to the last, say, 18 to 20 minutes of the program, it may take in real time 45, 50 minutes to get through it because of the commercials. Now, I don't watch it live. I've got the A&E app on my TV, so I can go back and once they premiered, I can go back and watch them whenever I want to. And when you get to a commercial, you can watch a 30-second interactive or you can watch the whole stop set. Not just watch the interactive and then move on. But they don't play a lot of commercials on the front end. This thing is back end loaded, buddy, because they're building and the suspense is there, and they wear you out with the spots, much like in a, and I've heard people complain about the NBA playoffs. I don't watch the NBA playoffs, but I've heard people complain about it.
Mm.
You got some on this day?
That's fascinating.
I was down a rabbit hole. I'm sorry.
No, for A&E to do a whole thing on Ric Flair's.
They've done it. Kane, he's the mayor of Knoxville. And he was the undead demon brother of The Undertaker, but they were looking for his original mask. And there's a ton of these collectors got this stuff. And when you go in their house, holy crap. You think I got a few little goodies in here. And this is expensive stuff. Not cheap stuff, expensive stuff. But these collectors that are around.
What sport do you think has the most valuable artifacts?
Baseball.
Baseball does. Wow.
Been around longer.
Okay.
I would now
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But the problem is
Baseball cards, stuff like that.
Yeah. The only thing about it is it's like the contracts of players. The contracts of the players back then aren't anywhere close to what they are now, so the memorabilia that's being released now is starting at such a higher price.
Yeah.
But I would say baseball. That would be my guess.
Okay. All right. I was you saw about the baseball player yesterday that got popped for the sticky stuff on his glove. They said it was Pelican grip, which is another. It's a
Spider tack.
It's like it's not as strong. Apparently, it's got stuff like I don't know rosin and something else in it to make it sticky. But my understanding is, in the next few weeks, the Highland Games are resuming, and a friend of mine who's seen some of those events has said that he knows some people that are athletes that they use some of that sticky stuff. So maybe these baseball players have contacted or talked with the folks at the Highland Games. Some of those athletes that swing those things, they need sticky stuff on their hands. And they've used spider tack and pelican grip and other things to keep their hands sticky.
Bob said he just had a high school friend mail him a 1994 Crawdad game ticket with a Bob Feller autograph. Who's Bob Feller?
Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher.
Is that what I've got up there? Is that the 94 team?
Uh-huh.
Bob, I've got, you had to come in here and see it. I bought it at the card show up in Hickory. I have got a poster called The Invasion of the Crawdads that is one of 1,000, I believe, is the number on it. I want to say I'm 200 and something. But it's got a complete team autograph of every player on that team. Of course, Juju was going through telling me where this guy went and this guy went and what this guy did and all that kind of stuff. I've got it hanging up in here. And then Juju brought me a T-shirt that was from the very first game that the Crawdads played in Birmingham.
No, Charleston, South Carolina.
South Carolina, the River. They weren't the River Dogs then.
No, they were the farm club of the Yankees. I can't remember.
They were the River something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The River Dogs.
Yeah.
River Dogs. Charleston River Dogs.
Is that what they are now? I thought
they
were something else. Now they're the River Dogs.
Now they're the River Dogs. I can't remember.
Do on this day, and I'll go look at it.
Okay, on this day in sports history, the Charlotte Hornets selected Kobe Bryant with the 13th pick overall in the NBA draft and traded it to the Lakers a week later. And as they say, the rest is history. The Hornets have never been the same since. Also on this day in sports history, 1997, Mike Tyson disqualified for biting Evander Holyfield after 3 rounds in a boxing match in Las Vegas. In 1971, U.S. Supreme Court overturned the draft evasion conviction of Muhammad Ali. In 1995, the NBA held its NBA draft outside of the United States for the very first time. It was held in Toronto, Canada. That's part of what's happening on this day in sports.
They were the Rainbows.
Okay.
Originally, they were the Charleston Rainbows. Here, if you can see this or not, but this is something I'm very proud of. You see the autographs in the bottom. I have got poster number 201 out of 1,000. And then down at the bottom, Invasion of the Crawdads by Bradford Communications. And I don't know who that was.
Yeah, that's used to be an advertising executive. They were friends with the owner of the team back at the time. But I think that's 1993. That's the original. That's the first team. Mm-hmm. What Bob's talking about is the second season when they held the South Atlantic All-Star Game. And they had all these special ceremonies and special events, including an old-timers game. And the old-timers game involved Bob Feller, who's a Baseball Hall of Famer.
Gotcha.
First guy to throw a baseball, they think, over 100 miles an hour. And there's the old video way back when he was winding up and throwing it. They were on the side of a road or on a highway or someplace. Motorcycle was going by 100 miles an hour, and he threw the baseball.
Wow. 1907. The Nationals steal a record 13 bases off catcher Branch Rickey. Branch Rickey mean anything?
Yeah, he was a sports executive and longtime owner and scout for the Pirates and mainly the Brooklyn Dodgers, I believe.
1923, the Dodgers lost a 7-0 lead as the Phillies score 8 in the bottom of the ninth.
Okay.
That would be very, very disheartening.
That would be. And I guess there was no mercy rule back then either.
No, it doesn't sound like there was one back then. There was also, I think Kyle Larson won the NASCAR race again this week.
He did.
He did. Yeah, he's on a roll. 1973, the Black Sports Hall of Fame forms. Paul Robeson, Elgin Baylor, Jesse Owens, Jim Brown, Wilma Rudolph, Joe Louis, and Althea Gibson go in.
That's a pretty good class right there.
And I've said, and I've told you this, I don't need to be a Black Hall of Fame, just needs to be a Hall of Fame. They're all athletes. That's the way that it should work. On this day in 1975, reigning PGA Championship winner Lee Trevino and playing partners Jerry Hurd, Bobby Nichols, Jim Ahern, and Tony Jacklin are struck by lightning at the Western Open.
I remember hearing about that.
Yep, Western Open. If
14.
I'm not mistaken, that's the tournament where my hero, Jim Thorpe, won that tournament in second place because Scott Verplank won the tournament as an amateur and couldn't take the prize.
Oh.
Because he didn't want to lose his amateur status. I think he was playing I want to say he's Oklahoma or Oklahoma State, I think. I think that's right. Don Baylor sets a career hit by pitch mark.
He's
244 in 1987.
I don't think anybody's come close, even though they're on a record pace for not only no hitters but also people getting plunked.
Yeah,
this year.
Rick Rhoden, okay,
baseball pitcher. Yeah.
Now let me tell you a quick Rick Rhoden story. There's a great tournament that is played here. I want to say on golf tournament. I want to say it's the same weekend as the Open, the British Open, because there's nothing going on here. But it's the Century Celebrity at Lake Tahoe Golf Course, and Rick Rhoden's won it a couple of times.
Yeah, he is.
That's a great little golf tournament of celebrities to watch.
Yeah, he's one of those baseball players back in the 70s and 80s that was accused of doctoring the baseballs.
Really?
Yes.
Here we go. 1994, New York Met pitcher Dwight Gooden was suspended for 60 days due to drug charges. Imagine that. Dwight Gooden and drugs. Am I reading that right? Can that be right?
I think you might be right.
And
he had to overcome a lot.
Darryl Strawberry?
Yeah, they overcame a bunch.
Wow. I didn't think that was news exactly. You got any birthdays?
I do. Okay. I want to throw out a birthday first. Born on this day, he's 35 years young. Kelly Pickler, singer.
Pickler.
Yeah. She's obviously from Albemarle. I didn't know she recently went into the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame. Did you know there was one?
I did not.
It's in Kannapolis, of all places.
That's a big music place.
Anyway. Also celebrating today, Junior Johnson. Passed away last year, I believe, born on this day in Wilkesboro. In 1931. Mark Grace, baseball player, longtime baseball player, born in Winston-Salem. Played with the Cubs in Arizona, I believe. First baseman, 57 years young today. Brandon Phillips was a Major League Baseball second baseman, born in Greensboro. On this day is 40 years old today. You've heard of this guy, Dino Hackett. Played football at App State. I played against him. Well, I didn't play against him. I was on the field when he was playing. I was on the sidelines while he was playing. He played at App State, played in the NFL for a number of years, born in Greensboro, 57 years young today. Maxie Williams played professional football for a time, an offensive lineman with the Dolphins And the Houston Oilers back in the 60s, in the old AFL days, born and raised in Granite Falls. Member, I believe, of the Caldwell County Sports Hall of Fame, was an offensive lineman. And let's see, do I have any other birthdays? That is all that I have today. Oh, a couple more. John Elway, born today.
Yes, 61.
61. Jack Harbaugh, the father of the Harbaughs.
Mm-hmm.
He's 82 years young. Former Dallas Cowboy linebacker Chuck Howley, born on this day in 1936. Former Redskin quarterback or Washington Football Club quarterback Jay Schrader turned 60 today. They didn't win a Super Bowl with him, right? He was a backup to Doug Williams.
That sounds right.
I
when
think,
Doug Williams won.
And Al Downing, baseball pitcher. He's the guy that served up the home run to Henry Aaron, number 715.
This is not a sports birthday, but today is one of my favorite people, Mel Brooks. Turns 95 today. Mel Brooks. There were some passings on this day. 2016, Pat Summitt.
Work. That's all we do, right?
Hello, boys. I'll be back in a moment. Pat Summitt, American basketball coach at Tennessee, passed away on this day in 2016 at age 61. Buddy Ryan.
Okay.
Buddy Ryan passed away in 2016 at 85. And Joe Bugle. Remember Joe Bugle?
I do.
Joe Bugle.
Born in Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yeah, he had a major Western Pennsylvania accent.
He had bone cancer, passed away at the age of 80 last year on this day.
He's the grandfather or the godfather of the Hogs, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's the way he's termed. And you gave Junior Johnson and Al Dowling. Did you do Don Baylor? Today's Don Baylor's birthday.
I did not do Don Baylor. I missed Don Baylor.
Yeah, born this day in 1949 in Austin, Texas. And he's got 267 hit by pitches. It was 244, but that's his record. Mike Skinner turned 64 today.
NASCAR driver. Mainly in the truck series. And
yeah, didn't do real well.
You saw where Jack Ingram passed away over the weekend.
I did not.
Yes. I think he was 80.
Another one of those NASCAR legends. Did you have Bobby Hurley?
I missed Bobby Hurley, too.
Bobby Hurley turns 50 today.
Wow.
Born in Jersey City, New Jersey. Gary Downs, born in same age, born in Newbern, played for the Broncos. Scanning. Abdul Kareem Al-Jabbar played for the Dolphins.
Yeah, he was a running back, right?
Yes.
I think so. I
For the
remember.
Dolphins,
Yeah,
born in LA.
He wore number 33, too.
Yes,
I think so.
Yes.
I
This
remember
guy
that.
is hilarious. Okay. Rob Dietrich. He's the skateboard guy.
Oh.
Born in 74. Used to be Rob and Big was a show with the big old English bulldogs that they had. Now he does the show Ridiculousness, and it is ridiculousness. And that's all I've got. So
A busy day today. Even though we got on the air a little bit late, it was, the fastest hour in sports.
I apologize for that. Little technical difficulties. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank Microsoft for that. Have a great day. We'll do it again tomorrow. Stay cool today. Heat index in the low mid-90s. Lots of humidity. Not humidity. Humidity. It's going to be out there. If you got something to do, get it done now. Have a great day. We'll see you then.